we're going to build a tilt plate for my ZX20 3-element monobander. You've all seen them. You've seen people that built them. Well, I've come down a little bit from 10mm alley to 4mm alley. When this is the original part of the antenna, 5mm, that's a pretty robust job itself, then 4mm, save yourself the expense. It's not carrying a massive oh well, it is, but if you see how I'm building this, then you might see that there's no undue stress because of the thickness of the alley. Some people, I've seen one guy actually, this is the tube that's holding the antenna up, the scaffold tube, the 50mm. We'll say this. These are the original U bolts off the antenna. I've only got two, I shall need another one. But what they've done is they've had this up here, like I'm going to, it's going to be on the other side, but this on the same side as this, and they can't go underneath. You need this 50mm tube to be as high as possible on this plate, I believe. High as possible, but you can't do it if you put the U-bolts on the same side as the tilt mechanism. So it's got to be on the back, so that the full length, I can have another U-bolt down here, so I've got three, but the 50mm tube is going to the top, not halfway, because this is in the way on the other side. But this will be on the other side. Now, do you get what I mean? Right, so these are only just over £5, including post and packing, off eBay. Self lube. And this was actually about £16, but a little scroll down and a Chinese guy, seller, £6.95. 25mm, 300mm wide. And it came within 3 days. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to wait about 3-4 weeks now for this. It came in 3 days. £6.95, including post and packing. Always get post, including post and packing. So right, the sheet is 250 by 250, but this one's 250 by 300, because the length, I need the extra length for the pole. And the 250 by 250, I've got another one which is 250 by 250. So there's one 250 by 250mm and one 250 by 300, and they only come to £13. So we'll show you now. Now this is going to be the fixed. This is going to be fixed, okay, on the 2-inch scaffold pole on your tower or whatever. We believe this is actually 2 inches. So I'll show you the other side, which is this, which is the 250 by 250. Right, I already made this out before I got any components. I checked all the measurements out, and you can find them there. There is the pillar mount bearings. and that's where the hole will be. Okay, of course I'm using 12mm, all stainless steel bolts, nuts and bolts. I'm not going to take any chances. So this is the one that's going to be holding the 2-inch scaffold pole. There's the U-bolt, there's a U-bolt, and there's a U-bolt. So you're not having too much up there that the wind can blow about. You trim the corners and just leave enough at the bottom for maybe another U-bolt. I'm sure you understand. But this is going to be I'm going to use the original part that's off the antenna. The original antenna. The boom goes through there. Okay, now this is going to be at the bottom of the plate that moves. This is going to be at the bottom, stainless steel bolts in there to the 4mm. So this is nearly 10mm now, it's 5mm and 4mm, so there's strength there. And of course this is the vertical pole from your tower. This is the part that will move, but it will be part of the 4mm plate. And then here will be 3 28mm, just over 1 inch, 1 inch and 1/16 or 1/8 U-bolts, which will go over the rod, the alley rod, so they'll move like this. Okay, and that's all there will be on this. Right, I'm going to mark up, start drilling. I don't know whether you've understood that or not. But I want two plates, 250 by 250, whatever thickness you want. One 250 by 300. All stainless steel hardware I'm going to use, except these 3 28mm, because I couldn't find anything on the internet. And the Z something, BZ something or other, they're not what I really wanted. But I'm going to, the U-bolts for the rod, I'm going to spray them before I put them up, because they're not, you can't get them stainless steel. They're all zinc plated, that's what it is. No, I want good quality stuff. Okay, get marking out, I will. See you in a bit. Well, I marked it out and drilled it. As you can see, I need 12mm stainless steel bolts are coming, 4 of them. I need 4. And this is off the antenna. The boom plate, I won't need that because the plate will actually be going on to the tilting part. So these will be going on the other side, because I want the full length of the 2-inch scaffold pole on your tower to go right to the top, not like I've seen on one guy. Here, just there, just up to there, because this bar was in the way. So what's wrong in putting it on the other side? So these will be going on the back of here, and they'll go right to the top for extra strength. And then I don't know whether I might just trim that a little bit. No, don't think so. You're just weakening it on your, I'll leave it as it is. If the wind starts flapping it about, but I shouldn't imagine. And then the other plate, of course, will be fitting on here with U-bolts like that. And these won't be here, of course, but this plate of the original antenna will be on that swinging plate, so that the boom, my boom, this is the original, of course, will go straight across it, and that's extra strength as well, bolted. I've got stainless steel bolts, 8 and 8, good quality stainless steel. There they are. You want them A2, you'll find them there, they won't corrode. I mean, these, I bet these are 20 years old from original Wimo. They were good. That looks like stainless, doesn't it? I don't think these are, but whatever they are. That was good stuff. You can't get them like that anymore, unless you know. Oh, you can buy them from Wimo, but you can't buy them. They're expensive. Okay. Next job. That's it for today. Red hot out there at the moment. See you later. Update. This is the fixed plate. This will be the fixed plate. That will be one of the bolts that goes through the pillow mount bearings. You must work square. Once you've drawn one line down the middle, you must work off that to keep everything as square as possible. I'm not going to trim any sides off to make it slipstream. This is the rod. This will be the moving plate, the tilt plate. These are they are this is the moving plate. Now I told you there'll be another plate right across here that will hold the boom. The original plate that went on the scaffold pole above the tower. But I've realised that I've just got to take these corners off because it just catches on that corner there. I've tried to get this at the top part as wide as possible for strength. You can just see it just catching there. It's not much. I might even be able to just widen the bearings, the mount bearings, the pillow mount bearings a little bit. It's coming on, isn't it? Right, we're going to fix that so that it can tilt vertical. Okay, everything must be square. Trust me. See here, I've marked out everything because there's always a backing on this eye plate, so you can mark things out and cut them. Mark things out exactly. You see, everything has to be exact. Don't try and use a square on the corners on the side of the alley plate because it just won't do. They're not cut perfect 90 degrees, so you've got to get a centre line somewhere and work off that all the time. Forget about whether it's just an eighth of an inch smaller here and larger there. Work off the centre. This doesn't matter the outside, just work off the centre with all your lines so that everything is precisely square with a nice straight ruler. Don't use a square piece, just use the ruler, mark out as a pen small dots as possible from 2.5 whatever from one side to the other. Take your time, because you don't want to have to throw anything away because you made a cock up. Okay, we'll take those corners off now, I think. Well, this is it, done. These are the original centerpiece of the boom, as well as this plate. So, all nice and square. Everything's tightened up. Not max, but I don't think really. Good quality stuff, look. Nylon threads. They won't shake loose. I'm going to put another one in there. That's the scaffold pole, of course. We're right to the top. Through 3 of them. These bolts will want to be a bit longer, because when it comes up like that, oh, didn't know, that's had to be the stop. This is the original centerpiece for the boom, and it will go back in here. See? There's only 2 on the boom. Bolted. We're not going to use these holes. They were for the scaffold pole that went through there. That's all it held, this antenna. I've got 3. I know it's only 14 mil, 4 mil, but we did have to trim the corner off. Not exact, but it works. But everything's square. I tightened everything up, and then I just have to loosen these 12 mil bolts, nuts and bolts, just to get this plate square with this plate. So this plate has to be square to that plate, or your antenna is going to be, you know. I'll stick a piece in. I'll put it on a tripod so you can see it working. But and then your antenna is going to, when it's laying down, it'll be like this, won't it? When it's laid down, it'll be this way. Confusing sometimes, you know. So I'll get some more of these stainless steel bolts. I didn't realise at the time they come in handy to keep it just like that when it comes to rest, when it's lowered down. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's when it's up, isn't it? When the weight's on it. But it's stops it from swinging. I think with the weight on it, it won't swing, will it? The weight will just be on that stop. Gravity will do the rest, won't it? So what do you think? I can't believe that was $6.99, including post and packing, and 3 days from Japan or China. must have a storage unit in this country. That's brilliant. Everyone else wanted 16 quid. You just got to keep scrolling down and you'll find something cheaper, 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 cheaper. Right, I want to put it on a bit of a pole now. Give you a bit of an idea. Right, here it is in the upright position. Of course, as I said, need those stops there. But I mean, it's only temporary. Look, only lashed up to this old bench. But this is part of the old boom. It broke off. I was using it for a vertical and it just broke off. Oh. So I asked Wemo, can I shorten the antenna? And he says, yeah, just do this, do that, with the measurements, and it'll only affect your pattern just a little bit. So that's how to be when it's hanging up in the air, won't it? And then when it's down, of course, it'll be like that. So get building one. And look, when it's up in the air, look, and it's like this. I mean, how much? You don't need a ½ inch, do you? Do you? I mean, that's taking all the weight, that inch alley piece. And these, look at these. They're adding strength to that back plate, aren't they? Everything's adding strength. Even the original centerpiece is adding strength to the plate. It's more or less 10 mil there, isn't it? So it's good quality stuff, because once it's up there you don't want to take it down and find out. If you have to take it down, find that they're all rusty. Just an extra few quid. I want to get some more of these, and well, 2 actually, maybe 4 longer ones, so that you know, they're holding this plate, and also be my stop when it's up there. I haven't greased it yet. Not going to grease it just yet. Think it'll be okay, don't you? See you later.